What's up, pimps and players? It's your local douchebag here, bringing you some more battles content to indulge on. If you've been a little down lately cause most of my recent games have been against shitty players and were boring, well, look no further, because BFB Colosseum never fails to deliver. And I can't pass up on the opportunity to play Mega Boost. Boy, have I missed this arena since its hiatus that lasted for over a month. And in our first match we got bad player versus bad player, sporting a terrible 90% win rate versus my paltry 87%. I guess I should mention that I'm going for the COBRA strategy because I absolutely do not want to play a boring late game with chipper stalls, despite the fact that it isn't very hard to defend the COBRA if you're on the right map and know what you're doing. I want fast wins though, so I'm willing to sacrifice maybe a few games to get those shiny medallions and a spot high up in the leaderboards. Alright, so Bad at Battles is going for a very interesting monkey ace strategy. Makes sense because its 4th tier towers absolutely destroy whatever the COBRA can do. Bloon adjustment, Spectre has that covered. Fast cooldown ZOMG rush, well, a few ground zero uses can get rid of them no problem. It simply comes down to the execution now, so while that shit plays in the background, let me bring up a point I mentioned 2 videos back, where I trolled you guys by acting like the commentary was over 2 minutes in, but does it really count as trolling if no one fell for it? Let's take a look and see if anyone really did fall for it. I hope you can read graphs, because this one leads me to believe my master plan has been foiled. I had about 71% viewer retention at the time of the fake ending, but there is no drop after that. In fact, it even slightly rises up to 73%, probably cause a few of you rewatched that bit again for whatever reason. The only notable drops you see are near the end and 7 minutes in, which is the point where I have my outro and end in my commentary respectively. Moving on. Well, that was embarrassing, wasn't it? Everybody expects the counter rush but is never prepared to defend it. No excuses for that one. I had ample time to react but ended up building a big one once the Bloons were pretty much long past the exit. Well, you live and you learn, I suppose. It's just my luck I run into this guy again so I can get some revenge. Hopefully I won't make the same mistake again, cause it appears as if both of us are using our exact same strategy from the last game. Man, I was 99% sure he would not use aces on such a shitty map. I mean, the most effective spot is the middle and this map screams anti-ace all over it. But I guess it's only the early game which has issues. As long as you have more than one life then you're good to go. Looking back, I probably could have been a lot more aggressive and maybe used some balloon boosts on the space pinks. Here's the thing. You get 3 of them throughout the whole game, but the only point where you're absolutely required to use them is when you want to send those fast cooldown ZOMGs, leaving you with 2. But if your opponent does end up defending your rush, is there really a use for those 2 remaining boosts, because they're probably going to defend those FC ZOMGs again anyway, except this time much easier because they got more money to spare. So yeah, just an extra tip for all of you out there that I too should definitely take into account in the future. By the way, I wonder if this Bad at Battles dude is the same guy from one of my videos a few months back. Name seems familiar, but it's very possible someone could just have the same name and shit. I think I'm going to buy myself a cookie because I did it. I fended off the counter Camorigro ceramic rush. Although just barely, that was actually really close. Any less of a defense and I would have been dead. I don't know what he was thinking with those Camorigro reds though. Does he even know who I am, or the fact that I am one of the very few to know the proper defense to such a rush? He just completely ruined his income by doing that. But nonetheless an exciting match. I told you these wouldn't disappoint. Hopefully you're learning a few things too, like maybe how to utilize COBRAs on this game mode effectively, or simply learning how to survive rushes in late game if that's your thing. But I won't talk about it in depth because I just ate cooking oil flavored ice cream and now my brain hurts. Rather I will do what I always do, talk about random topics. Though there's not much time left, so I'll likely only cover one or two. Starting off with a poll as always, I think before I ask the question, I should mention that polls, as well as any other segment, will not be on every single video for crying out loud, otherwise it'd get boring way too quick. Just bringing it up because time and time again there's always a few people who ask, "Where's the poll?" or something along the lines. Acting like a little bitch aside, the question for today is, what is your favorite season? Spring, summer, fall or winter? A simple but fun poll, I must say. If you want my answer to it, well, you're not getting one, not because I don't want the poll to be biased, rather I don't have a preference because it's not like the time of the year really makes a difference to me. I'm always hanging out in my basement 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 30 days a month, 400 days a year, and 100 years a decade, so there's my reasoning. So vote away, and I'll get back to you with the results in the next video. Thanks for watching, and as always be sure to like, comment, and complain about the removal of the farm glitch and the win-loss amount and battle score. Speaking of which, if you're not a fan of the win-loss change either, I have made a Reddit post discussing this change, so if you want something to be done about it then make sure to take a read as well as drop down a comment, in the event Ninja Kiwi staff will come across it. Which is very likely. Have a super salty day with fries on top.